Take a moment and imagine a world without Google Maps. It's kind of hard to do, right? Whether it's finding the quickest route to a new restaurant or virtually strolling down the streets of New York, Google Maps has become an indispensable tool in our lives. But have you ever wondered how Google has managed to keep such an incredibly useful tool free for everyone to use? It's one thing to offer free email and other software services where there's no physical effort involved in keeping those services running. However, from the countless satellites and street view cars to the powerful servers that process billions of requests every second, the cost of keeping Google Maps up and running is astronomical. So, how does Google Maps make its money? Hi everyone, this is Business Boss, and today we're diving into the fascinating story of Google Maps, from its humble beginnings to becoming a silent money-making machine for Google. The story begins in 2003. Not at Google's headquarters, but in Sydney, Australia. Four men, Lars Rasmussen, Jens Rasmussen, Noel Gordon, and Stephen Ma, had a bold idea to create a desktop mapping program. They called their startup Where2 Technologies. After trying to come up with a viable product for about a year, their journey hit a roadblock due to the lack of resources. And that's when they caught the eye of Google. In 2004, after a pitch to turn their desktop application into a web platform, Google decided to take a chance on them. This investment would lay the foundation for what would become Google Maps. But that wasn't all. Around the same time, Google made two other strategic purchases. Keyhole, a company focused on viewing the Earth from a macro perspective, and ZipDash, which specialized in real-time traffic data. On February the 8th of 2005, Google Maps was officially launched. It was a hit, but not an overnight sensation. Competing against giants like Yahoo Maps and MapQuest, Google Maps had a lot to prove. Although Google Maps was superior, it faced some stiff competition. Yahoo Maps and MapQuest were already popular, and users saw no immediate need to switch. At the time, MapQuest was the dominant player with around 70% market share and 50 million monthly users. However, it was facing stagnation, with no significant growth in user numbers. The other major player was Yahoo Maps with a 32% market share, which provided a solid but less innovative service compared to MapQuest. Google Maps had introduced an interactive and draggable interface, which provided a wow factor that MapQuest had lacked. This made navigation more intuitive and engaging for users. Google envisioned Maps as a searchable database of locations, making it more versatile compared to MapQuest's primary focus on driving directions. But despite their innovative product, the first year was just okay for Google Maps. Faced with a lukewarm reception, Google did not back down, but instead they went back to the drawing board. And the goal? Speed and user experience. In late 2005, they unveiled a faster, more responsive Google Maps. Using imagery from the Keyhole acquisition, Google introduced Satellite View. This allowed users to see their cities from a bird's-eye perspective, and it was mesmerizing and fun for users to see their favorite places right from the comfort of their computers. By mid-2005, Google Maps API was announced, which allowed websites to embed the map service into their pages, further increasing its utility and reach. On May 29th of 2007, Google introduced Street View. This feature allowed users to virtually walk through the streets as if they were actually there, and the project required an enormous investment. With cars equipped with cameras driving around the world, Street View became an instant hit, and people loved exploring far-off places and familiar streets alike. The real game changer came with the rise of smartphones. In 2008, Google Maps became a core feature of Android, the world's most popular operating system. Pre-installed on billions of devices, it quickly became the go-to navigation tool for users everywhere. And by 2010, Android had captured a significant share of the mobile OS market, with its user base growing exponentially. By 2014, Android boasted over 1 billion active users, contributing massively to Google Maps' reach and influence. It was time for the golden goose to start laying some eggs. Google decided to start exploring monetization options. Google's first major revenue stream was through local search ads. Businesses could pay to have their logos and listings prominently displayed on the map. This would increase visibility and drive more traffic to their locations. Similarly, branded location pins allowed businesses to stand out. Companies like Starbucks and Hilton paid to have their logos appear on the map, making it easier for users to find their locations. Another innovative advertising strategy involved using retail locations as landmarks for navigation. Ever heard Google Maps tell you to turn right after the Starbucks? This subtle form of advertising keeps brands top of mind for its users. With the explosion in Android phones driving growth, Google Maps began generating noticeable revenue through local search ads. Revenue was still modest compared to Google's other services, but the potential was clear. The second, and perhaps more ingenious method, was through the Google Maps platform launched in 2018. This platform offered three high-level API services: Maps, Routes, and Places. The Google Maps API revenue became a substantial part of its earnings. By 2018, Google Maps' estimated revenue was about $3.5 billion annually, with both API services and local ads contributing significantly. Companies use the Maps API to embed Google Maps into their websites and their apps. For example, real estate listings and food delivery services use the Maps API to show locations. The Routes API helps businesses like Uber and Lyft provide their users with accurate directions and real-time traffic updates. And the Places API enables location intelligence. This allows users to easily autofill addresses and find nearby places. This is widely used in e-commerce for billing and shipping addresses. As time would go on, smartphones became ubiquitous, making Google Maps a dominant force. Pre-installed on billions of Android devices and used by millions of iPhone users. By 2023, Morgan Stanley estimated Google Maps' total revenue to exceed $11 billion, with significant contributions from both desktop and mobile ad revenue, along with API services. By some estimates, if Google Maps was a standalone company, it would be worth nearly $50 billion on its own. From a modest startup in Australia to a global powerhouse, the story of Google Maps is a testament to innovation, strategic thinking, and relentless improvement. So, the next time you find yourself navigating to a new city or exploring a street in a far-off land, remember the incredible journey of Google Maps and how it quietly became a billion-dollar empire. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Google Maps, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon for more fascinating business stories in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.